Plaintiff Sandra Hoved and her daughter Rebecca say that when Rebecca started dating the defendant, she had no idea he was married and had 2 children from 2 different women. Rebecca claims when she was 7 weeks pregnant with the defendant's child, he broke up with her in an email, and he's only seen their baby 1 time. Sandra's suing the defendant for a veterinary bill. Defendant Charles Marlowe insists he never misled Rebecca and was upfront with her from the beginning. Charles claims he broke up with Rebecca because she had a violent temper, and he disputes the amount he's being sued for.
Go ahead, ma'am.
All right. Back in October of '07, my daughter met Chuck online, and they developed a very close relationship, and everything was really nice between them. You know, it was the kind of relationship they thought would be a good one because he was a Christian, respectable guy and everything. And actually what happened was we found out that he was married at the time that he was dating my daughter. And then we also found out that he had 2 other children with 2 other women other than the wife that he was married to at the time.
Internet didn't tell you all that, did it?
No.
Before you rushed into everything.
Yeah.
That's the best game going.
Oh, yeah.
Internet matchmaking, you can just tell them anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they'll fall for it, and you won't know any difference until how much later?
Much later.
Yeah, much later.
Much later.
I love the internet.
Yes. So does he. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right. Well, in December, Becky found out that she was pregnant with their child. And they were both excited, and they were both making all their plans. You know, they're going to get married, they're going to move out, they're going to take the dog.
Can I just interrupt one more?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to add on to that, that when I did get pregnant, what happened was when we were happy about it, he broke up with me when I was 7 weeks along in January over email. And he has never seen the baby except one day when the baby was born.
All right, let me allow him to give some background on the relationship. Sir?
Becky and I did meet over the internet. We started a really good relationship. We fell in love really quickly. We had talked about marriage. We were, of course, excited about the child. But what caused me to break up with her was shortly after our relationship started, she ended up showing her true side. She showed a temper that I hadn't seen before. She has a very short fuse. There was a couple instances that she got in fights with family members, and I didn't want to be there, and I wanted to go home, and she would lock me in her room, scratch my face, and anytime I went to go talk or say something to her, she would shove her hand in my mouth. There was also an incident that was
Now, you didn't do anything.
I was very subdued.
So you
with
want her to pay for the bill. This is over a veterinarian bill. She said you're a dog. Got her pregnant, lying, all this scheming. Yeah, that's why she's suing a dog for the veterinarian bill. Am I right? I don't hear anything about an animal. Unless we're gonna get to an animal later. Go ahead. She scratched your face.
She scratched my face. There was after one of these incidents. A family member took me out for a ride to calm me down, keep me cool.
Take
so
a
I
dog
don't.
Take a dog for a walk. Yeah. Cool him off. Go ahead.
And during this, I was informed that Becky has had a history of short temper, and very short fuse.
I got the point. She has a bad temper. Tell me about this deception. Is it true that you misled this young lady about your relationships in terms of the children and all these things? Did you mislead her?
Becky didn't know about the past, that I could or could not have a child. And she knew I was married going through a divorce, which in fact I finalized.
So you didn't mislead her?
No, I didn't.
All right, let's get to the veterinary bill.
Okay. So anyway, it was the day after Christmas, and the dog.
What year?
Of '07.
Mm-hmm.
And Benson, the dog, ran across the street and got hit by a car instantly. Like a car went tearing down our street. Well, she's pregnant at this point, and that dog is everything to her. So she just kind of like collapsed. I mean, it was really bad, you know. So then I wanted to see if the dog was okay. The dog ran back into the house, but then I saw that he was bleeding really bad on his back leg. And so we wrapped him in towels, and I rushed him to the hospital. He drove to the vet to meet us there. Well, meanwhile, when we get to the vet, they say they're not going to do anything until they have some form of payment. We were all in the room for hours together, you know, crying together, figuring out what we're going to do because we thought the dog was going to die in the meantime. Well, then Chucky says, you know what? He says, I will go in half with you. So based on him saying that, I called my husband and I said, is it okay then if I do it, if he's going to pay us half? And then reluctantly, he says, go ahead. And it went through for me. So I got a card from the bank in the amount of $5,000, which was the estimated cost.
Based on his promise.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And he hasn't paid?
No.
No.
Sir?
I thought it was ridiculous. I was raised old school that if I don't have the money to pay for any kind of surgery for a dog, you put the dog down. A couple other family members told her that too, and she kind of got a little freaked out about it. And her mom was debating on opening up the line of credit since I was denied. And to keep the peace, I told her I have a big tax return that's coming in. This is going to be between about $900 to $1,000. I'm willing to put that towards it, but I never got that tax return.
You said that prior to her incurring the expense?
That was prior to it.
All right. What do you have there you want
I have
to hand me?
a text message I can show you
Saying he'd pay more than $900 to $1,000?
that I have 951 just
from
from the tax refund. I have a picture of the dog's leg if you wanted to see that.
I don't want to kind
Can I-
of get emotional about that. I care a lot for dogs, and I don't want to see the injury on his leg, if you don't mind.
I just wanted to say, you know, how
Sometimes I can take it in court, sometimes I can't.
I understand.
I feel sensitive today. Yes, ma'am.
You know, my husband did keep in touch with Chucky since the time of everything when they have been through this whole
He
thing.
just passed away in January, so up
Sorry
until
to hear
then.
that.
Yeah. But he did write, and in here he said to Chucky, I mean, he had mentioned the fact, you know, you did make a promise, and a man's word is.
He agrees that he made a promise.
I understand.
But I need something that shows it was $2,500. Ordinarily, you can't enforce a promise to pay as a gift because he didn't receive anything, so it's not a contract, it's a gift. And the promise of a future gift is not enforceable. It's only enforceable once the gift is made. A person can't take a gift back once it's completed, but he never completed the gift. He never gave you the money. But there's a theory in the law called promissory estoppel, meaning you cannot promise someone something and they act on your promise. And as a consequence, they are indebted or their position has changed in life based on your promise. Well, that's what you did. You said, go ahead and do it. I'm going to give you a future gift. That's enforceable based on the contract theory of promissory estoppel. And people need to know that charities, in many instances, can enforce pledges based on that. Judgment for the plaintiffs in $951, which is the only evidence I see he has agreed to pay. And that is very clear and convincing evidence. $951 for the plaintiffs.
That is true. I have only seen the baby once. Kind of wish to see him more. I mean, he is my child.
I've sent him letters in the mail. I've called him, begging him he can come see him anytime. If he could just, he doesn't even have to bring money, but I haven't gotten that either. He's a deadbeat dad.